everybody. Welcome to Yoga Lounge and Bar at Home. I'm Tiffany and this will be your 15-minute before bed yoga flow. So you can do this in bed, you can do this on the floor, preparing yourself for rest. So maybe get into your PJs and we'll start in a comfortable seat. So whatever that looks like to you, I have legs crossed obviously, Sukhasana, but if for you that means legs extended, maybe you're leaning up against the wall, that certainly would be helpful for you. Go ahead and take that. And just get comfortable here, so finding a nice tall spine, and just centering yourself, preparing not only the physical body for rest, but also mentally. So your hands could rest on the knees, palms could stack, whatever is helpful for you to surrender. We'll stay here for several breaths. So just starting to notice and to deepen your breath. Soften your jaw, soften your face, soften the space between the brow. Relaxing the forehead. Just finding these next few moments to pause, to gently breathe. Taking 5 more breaths here. You can lengthen your exhale. Another breath in through the nose. And gently open and let it go. Link the eyes to open. And then from here, however you're seated, you can remain there. Just take your right arm down to the floor beside you and just reach your left arm up. Just finding length through the side body. Really stretch, get long. And then exhale, you'll switch, left hand will come down, right arm up, and then try to send that sit bone down towards the floor, really stretch. And exhale, just switching, same side, or other side, right side, excuse me, left arm reaches. And then exhale, switch, last one. And exhale back through center. Coming into Baddha Konasana legs. So you'll bring your soles of the feet together. If you are doing this from the comfort of your bed, you could slide pillows, or if you have props, you could slide them underneath the knees if you need to. We're gonna stay here for a little bit, so get a little bit more comfy. You might really shimmy your hips back. And then you'll just crawl your hands down towards the feet. So you might pause here and just gently tuck the chin. If you have a little bit more depth that you could fold into, you certainly can come a little bit further. Just be mindful here, we're softening, we're easing into it. So you don't have to go 100%. We're just trying to relax the physical body. And we hold. So maybe it helps you to sustain the posture by closing the eyes. Breathing into the back. Giving yourself the opportunity to stay and surrender into this pose. 5 more breaths here. Full breath in through the nose. Open and gently exhale. Carefully rising up to a seat. Taking the hands to those knees, and then we'll plant the feet down onto the floor. So taking them, or onto your bed. Taking the feet a little bit wider, and then your hands will come behind you. So you're gonna lean back into this a little bit. So a little bit of opening through the heart, and then you'll just start to sway the knees side to side. And then you'll drop the knees over to one side. You might even have to stagger that right leg. So we'll take the knees to the left if you haven't already. And then just take your gaze to the opposite direction of the knees, holding here. If this bothers some for the hands facing the fingertips forward, just turn them out to the side, or even maybe facing away from you. And then we'll take it up through center, a few rocks side to side. And then take them the opposite direction. I'm going right this time. You might even need to widen your knees further. Again, adjusting the hands as best as, or what feels best for you. And then taking your gaze opposite the knees, so I'm looking left, my left. And then coming up through center, so the knees will point up. Bring your hands to the front of your shins and just lift your heart gently, opening up through the front body. And then exhale, just sending your upper back towards the wall or whatever's behind you. And then inhale, just lifting up. Exhale, we'll round. And I'm going to turn to this side just because we're coming to our back. So one more time, inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, round. This time you'll release the hands from the shins and we're going to roll all the way down onto our backs. Once you get there, just reach the arms overhead. Take a nice big stretch. Point through the toes, reach. And then exhale, you'll draw your right knee into your chest. Making some circles, so drawing circles on the ceiling in one direction, and then the other direction, and then hug that knee in. You can stay right here with the shoulders down. If it feels okay, you'll bring your nose towards your knee for a breath. And then exhale, softly set the head down, keep the knee in. Pause here, a couple breaths. Really extend through the left leg. And then exhale, you'll cross that right knee over to the left. Keep the shoulders on your mat or on the floor, wherever you're at. Your right hand is going to reach out to the side, press into the palm. Find a nice deep twist here. And we're going to hold. We're going to stay for a few breaths. Your gaze could be up to the left or maybe towards that extended arm, and then hold. Final breath in, and then exhale, release. Right knee hugs in, maybe nose to knee one more time. And then surrender the shoulders down. Switching sides, so your right leg extends long, left knee pulls in. We hug, we draw it in, try to find some release in the low back. Soften the jaw, soften the right leg down.
into that twist. Let's pick the head up first. Nose to knee, maybe. You could keep the shoulders down, just a little rounded. Surrender and soften it back down. And then twist, guiding the left knee over to the right. And then maybe your left arm extends. Really stretch and reach. Kind of twist out and bring out the day. Any tension in the body. You might look in either direction, particularly maybe towards the extended arm. Coming back through center, the knee will come in, hug it in. And you can keep the shoulders down, otherwise nose towards the knee round. And then exhale, soften it down. Bring your right knee in to match the left. And then taking your knees wide, and then just rocking side to side. So they're about shoulder width, maybe a little bit wider. Just finding some gentle movement side to side. Happy baby pose. So taking the knees wider than shoulder width. Maybe for tonight you bring your hands behind your thighs. I assumed it was night since this is before bed. Maybe you bring your hands to the insides or outsides of the feet, your choice, but just take a few rocks side to side. Doesn't have to be your deepest stretch. We're just trying to settle the body, prepare it for rest. The knees together. And then plant the soles of the feet down onto the mat or onto the floor, wherever you're at. Take them wide, so wider than hip distance. And just like we did seated, you're going to sway the knees side to side. And let's all pause to the left. The knees come to the left. Take your left foot, place it on top of your right knee or thigh, if that's okay. If it becomes too much, then maybe you surrender the foot back down. Just letting gravity do its job, do its work here. So just gentle press of the foot. Take a breath in. And then exhale, release your left foot down. And then we'll sway a couple times. And then take them over to the right. Stay there, or right foot can come on top of the left knee or thigh. And then we'll bring it back up through center, sway. And then taking the legs up towards the sky, legs up the wall, pausing here. Maybe you flex the feet and then point the toes just a couple times. You could spiral around and take the legs up against the wall if you have that available. Maybe use a block under the low back or backs of the hands if there's no props around, and just pausing here. Maybe bend the knees slightly to soften, just letting the weight of the legs release and relax. Taking about 5 more breaths here. You're welcome to stay as long as you need to, as long as feels good. So from here, if you are settled into your bed and you're doing this from your bed, you might just right away slowly roll or lower the feet down to the floor, or to the bed rather. If you're on the floor, maybe you make your way to your bed and you just lie down in your Shavasana, your final resting pose. Turning the feet out, palms face up, and let the shoulders roll back. Maybe you sway the head side to side. And then you just pause here. Just letting yourself settle, sinking into your mat, into your bed, wherever you are. Allowing the limbs to become heavy and your belly is soft. And then stay. Breathe.